Hey YouTube, my name's Giselle and this is my first ever YouTube video. I have been wanting to make a YouTube for 3-ish years. It's going on 4 years. Ever since I began my little spiritual journey, I've been wanting to tell people about it. I remember the first day that I got my crystals. It was July 17th of 2017. I was on vacation, and I remember the day that I got home, like unpacked all my stuff, took a shower, whatever, and I would made lists for each of my crystals of all of their meanings, each chakra related to it, zodiac sign for it. Like I had bullet point lists for I had like 11 crystals, and I was on Snapchat that night, and I had like 6-minute like Snapchat stories, like just talking about my crystals, like super enthusiastic, super excited, because I was 15 years old. No one else in my peer group like talked about crystals, at least not publicly. Like I didn't know anyone that was like a spiritualist or that did candle work, or because I got candles that trip too, so that's when I kind of started doing candle magic and chakra work, and that's when I meditated for the first time, was with one of the crystals that I got on that trip. But I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyways, I had like all my like lists for my crystals, and I was just all over Snapchat, like super happy to talk about it. And I remember I made a group chat, and I was like, if anybody wants to like join and like talk about it with me, like please, like I just want someone to talk to about these crystals. Like I was so excited, and that's when like my spark for astrology began. It was in 2017, and back then, like I said, like I didn't have anyone to talk to. I was still like pretty young. So like now that I'm older and I've learned more, and I have like on Twitter and my Snapchat, like I have like a handful of girls that like kind of are like talking to me a little bit about like starting their journey. So I'm like, yes, I don't care if it's even just like 5 of us, like y'all know who y'all are. It'll be us 5 on my channel, and we'll be in the comments, and like I'll make videos for y'all. Like I just want to have a community to talk to people about what I'm passionate about. Like I'm still learning, like super still learning, and that's why I'm making this channel, is because I want to see how different. Okay, so on my channel, I know I started talking about crystals, but my main focal point, in the beginning at least, will be astrology and explaining all 12 signs, all of our planets, the houses, and also aspects, and how to determine how certain placements will interact with each other based on degrees and houses and signs. So like I said, in the beginning I'll be talking about astrology, and then eventually I'll graduate on to talk about tarot. Sorry, my back itches. To talk about tarot cards, which I'm really excited about, because I've never had any goals in reading for other people. I kind of felt like that was kind of, I won't say it's a scam, because I know there's definitely people that can really read for other people. Shanetta's Divine Tarot being one of them. I love her readings. But for me, at least, not yet. I haven't ever practiced reading for someone else, so my main goal will be to teach people how to read for themselves, and how to develop a technique that works best for them, because you don't always have to do like, you know, the Celtic cross or any type of like actual spread to get an answer to ask questions with your tarot cards. So I want to talk about how to develop relationships, how to build connections with your cards, and understanding that it's so personal. Like yes, you can Google card meanings, but you'll get the most out of it when you really sit and just practice and keep doing readings and seeing what cards come up the most, and what cards like to come up next to each other, and what cards do you not see so much. What elements do you not see? Do you get a lot of queens and not a lot of pentacles and more cups? So just practicing and getting comfortable with them, because you know everybody starts somewhere. In the beginning, I didn't know. I was 15 years old, and that's when I got my first deck. I didn't know how to read. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I kept practicing, and then eventually I got my significator cards, and then I had cards that identified certain people. So when I did certain spreads and I had a certain card come up, I knew that was indicating that particular person or a particular event. And then boom, and now I have like, you know, 20 cards, and they all have like such deep meaningful meanings for me. So I wanted to talk about that a lot, but I'm not as passionate about tarot as I am about astrology. I feel like astrology is a lot more practical for like day-to-day life, even though I do tarot readings basically every day, or at least every 3 days, to kind of like as like 3-day steps. But I feel like astrology is very important, because yes, we can learn and dissect our birth charts, but once once we have like a clear understanding of each planet and each sign, then you can look at, you know, the current map of the sky today and see, okay, what's Venus in right now? How am I gonna express my beauty? How am I gonna relate to other people? See what sign Mercury is in. Everyone talks about Mercury retrograde, but no one really talks about any of the other planets and how those retrogrades can affect us and transitions can affect us. So after I talk about birth chart, natal placements, I will focus a lot on just like daily astrology and like upcoming transits and things like that, so we can understand how does this look like in day-to-day life versus just understanding the biology of the birth chart. Also, I'll talk a lot about numerology, which is also something that I would kind of get laughed at before, because they're just like, oh my god, they're just numbers. But like now, thanks to like Twitter and I guess TikTok, angel numbers are a little bit more popular, so people are kind of gaining respect with numbers and what are they called, reoccurrences, coincidences and stuff like that. So I will be excited to talk about numerology because I've never been able to talk about it with anybody else. So if anyone has like a favorite number, comment it below. My favorite numbers are 27 and 19. My favorite 3-digit number would be 555. I love the number 5. That's kind of like the number that I would relate with the most, just because I don't know, whenever I first started learning, whenever I first got into spirituality, this was like even before 2017, so I wasn't into spirituality, but it was when I was kind of like breaking away from like Christianity, even though I wasn't even really tied to it. I can't say I broke away, but I would wear a pinnacle necklace, and that pinnacle is a 5-pointed star, 4 points for each of the 4 elements, and then the 5th point for spirit. So that's when I first started to respect the number 5. So it's like, it's all things tangible. It's like bring spirit to earth. So numerology I'll also talk about, but my main focus will be astrology. So I'm super excited to finally talk about that and, you know, kickstart my YouTube journey and also have more people walk with me on my spiritual journey, and I'll be able to learn more and talk more and just build a larger friend group, which is pretty much all that I want. I just want to have a community, and I want to have all of my friends right here, and we can just learn and grow from each other. And yes, I don't know, I'm really excited. My camera's about to die, so I'm like trying to like rush, but yeah, so I'll see you all in my next video.